Tocchet not returning in Vancouver?
I want your guys' opinion on that because I feel bad. Like I love Jimmy Rutherford. I've got to know the owner a little bit, Aquilini Francesco, nice guy and all of that type of stuff. But in the end, something's not right there. Like it just, and for a coach, and we were trying to come up with it yesterday, Paul Maurice left Winnipeg, right? Like kind of.
Just don't leave almost ever.
Right. When's the last time a coach goes, no, I'm good? You know, like as opposed to usually teams are trying to bring, and that's not a market. Like it should be a desirable market. Vancouver's a beautiful place, good organization. Like,
how did they play last year? They were awesome. Like, yeah, that's part of it to me is that I can see the tea leaves lining up, whatever the hell you want to describe, for Tocchet to leave and go to Philly. Okay, whatever. But that only that only lines up if things have gone south in Vancouver. Last year, they were like, there would be people that were picking them to go to the finals this year.
Agreed. If everybody was healthy and everybody looked good, but it also speaks to how maybe a magic man Tocchet was to keep some of the nonsense together in a year where everything was going right. Last year, it all fell apart. And for them to come out and admit, like, yes, this was going on for a long time, and we finally we couldn't come to a resolution with Pedersen and JT Miller. Like, it just, the Demko injury, like what are you going to do with Thatcher Demko? Like, are you going to sign?
Now you're what? Quinn, you're cooked. Besser's gone. It's the house of cards tumbled, man. This is over. Tocchet saw it. The owner's a loon. I know you know him, so you can't say it, but that's the biggest problem they have. Ownership's been an issue for decades.
Okay, so let me go one step further. They've got this guy named Quinn Hughes, who's a pretty damn good player.
He's gone.
That's like, what do you do with Quinn Hughes? He's got 2 years left on his deal, correct?
Yeah. He's a free agent in the summer, 27. Demko's a free agent next summer. Besser's a free agent this summer. He's gone. Tocchet's gone.
And you've got Pedersen at 11.6, who I do believe knows how to play hockey and is a pretty damn good hockey player when he's got confidence and all of it. I feel awful for that organization. I've got a dear friend there who's a diehard Canucks fan, and he's been banging the drum that they should have broken it down and rebuilt years ago, and they kept putting masking tape on it and taping it. But I'm saying, but you've got arguably one of the best defensemen on the planet in his prime. And what are you going to do with that?
In a desirable location.
Yes, Vancouver's an amazing city. You guys know I love Calgary. I love Vancouver. You know, I grew up in Edmonton. Like,
that being said, and I'm interrupting you because
no,
it's an absolute disaster,
big time.
And so,
like, people are looking at this like this is the birds are going to pick this body clean, aren't they? Well,
again, depending on what the pathway is. If you're Quinn Hughes, you go, what are we doing here?
He's nuts. Well, yeah, okay. He's going to go talk to Rutherford.
Jimmy Rutherford and go,
what with Quinn Hughes? You be Jim Rutherford and tell me what they're going to do. How do you approach this?
Yeah, the guy who just said, I really like Tocchet, keep him. Now what's he want?
Who's going to coach?
His brothers.
Well, it sounds like, Rutherford in his media yesterday said that Mike Sullivan wants to stay in the East. So they basically ruled that out.
Wouldn't this be one of the least desirable, which is sad because we're saying it's a desirable place to go live and play, which I believe it to be. Yeah. But as a coach, if you're a coach that's in the running for a job of one of these 7 teams that's looking, this might be the least desirable spot.
I think what you have to be, if you're a coach and a veteran coach and you're sitting down there going, okay, truth serum. Let's pretend this is truth serum.
I'm calling Tocchet.
And you say, who am I coaching next year? That's question number 1. Who's my goalie? It's Lankinen because he's on term. It's Demko, but is he going to be healthy? I've got Quinn Hughes. You've got some good players there. Like, you've got the framework of some really good players, but are you going to move them out? Are you going to break this down, or are you going to double down after a bad year and try and use the Besser money and use some of the moves, deck chairs on the Titanic? Are you going to do that? That is, if I'm a veteran coach, I need those answers before I sign there.
Yeah, but what's your job as the GM? What are you doing there? Like, that's the question. Is
What
like,
the owner
okay, if
tells
I'm
you.
the coach, they're coming to us. So you want to coach the team? Well, I got to have some answers. Well, okay. Well, what is the answers? I have no freaking idea because
You're right.
I don't trust that Hughes is going to want to stay. I don't trust that Demko's ever going to be healthy again. I don't trust that Pettersson's a good player or has the character to. I think he's got the skill and the talent, but he's clearly not. He's a bit like Line A.
Yeah.
Line A can shoot the puck and score you a bunch of goals. Does he do it? No. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
They're not going to get a veteran coach. They're going to get Manny Malholter.
Anyway, I don't care. I want Noodles' opinion on what are you doing if you're Rutherford?
How old is Jimmy? 78?
Quitting?
No,
Like,
I'm
he
serious.
might be the next chip
No,
to
but
fall.
it's
It's
like
like,
anything else,
I've
man.
had it. This is too much.
Like, who gives Jim Rutherford his walking orders? Like, let's be honest here. It's the owner.
That's fine, but
No,
you're
I
still
understand.
GM,
The
and
owner
you have
has
to
to-
present a plan to the owner.
The owner, you always have to, if you're a manager, you're managing up and you're managing down. I understand that. If the mandate, and it comes back to what Pinder just said, if the mandate is, I don't care what you do, you're making the playoffs next year. So that's your mandate. So you're doubling down and hoping that Pettersson regains to form. You get a healthy Demko, and now you're spending, what is it? 11 million, 9 million in net, whatever it is, 6 and what's 9 can maybe 4. So 10 million in net. And like, to me, you're going to take Besser's money and you're going to, spend it on somebody else and bring in a free agent that have the framework. You hope that Hedl settles in. You hope that Jake DeBrusk is actually he had a good year there.
Good.
You hope that. So in the end, you're going, well, we have some pieces. We hope we're healthy. We hope that, Dakota Joshua misses the first couple months with I think it was a cancer scare, whatever that was, respectfully. So you're hoping that the year where you overachieved or not, it all fell together for them 2 years ago and fell apart. Maybe you're hoping, are we somewhere in the middle there?
You're hoping to find a coach that can pull these guys together. Like, Tom.
Yes.
You need someone that can coach Pettersson is the key here.
Yes.
And again, you don't want to cater to the, enigmatic, high skill, wonder about his work ethic player. But let's be honest, the only path forward for this team to be successful in the short term is someone that gets at least Pettersson humming again. That's the biggest thing he has to hire, is someone that can get Pettersson going.
And keeps Quinn Hughes happy. Like, by all accounts, Quinn Hughes really liked Rick Tocchet.
Yes.
So that's, again, you're in the short term, you're right. It's dealing with Pettersson because you need somebody to coach that team and keep everybody at bay and just get everybody to buy into what it is. Maybe it's a younger progressive coach. Maybe it is Manny Malhotra or somebody like that, a Spencer Carberry type, right? Like, young players coach, progressive, all of that. But in the end, that team only goes as far as the guys who are under contract for them and whoever you add in the offseason. And if the mandate is from the Aquilinis, playoffs next year, it's always playoffs, then you're not bottoming out. You're going, we're going to add to this and see what we can make of it. And to me, it's a tough position to be in because you're retooling's the wrong word, but you're trying to add to a group that didn't have success and go, well, maybe this piece helps. Maybe this piece, like,
right?
This is a poor analogy or a poor comparison. The mandate to Kyle Dubas in Pittsburgh was like that.
Yes.
While Sid is here, you got to keep adding. Hey, let's bring in Kevin Hayes. Let's Puljujärvi and all of these. You're going, why the hell did they make that move? So you're trying to add to this group that's aging out, and to me, at some point they're going to have to explode it. In Vancouver, they're not at that point right now because you have literally the second best player, if Cale Makar is the second best defenseman on the planet in his prime, and 2 years away from going adios if I don't like what I'm seeing.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.